Dear children, in the previous class we have seen about meristematic tissues in plants. Now today we'll see the second type of tissue, that is permanent tissue. So here some features are there, some properties are there for permanent tissues. We'll see one by one. The first one is meristematic tissues divide and differentiate to form permanent tissue. So the permanent tissue is forming from meristematic tissue. Second point, they do not have the ability to divide. This is the one difference between meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. Meristematic tissue have the ability to divide, but permanent tissues do not have the ability to divide. They will not divide. So once the meristematic tissues are completing that ability to divide, it will form as permanent tissue. So I hope you understand how a permanent tissue is forming from a meristematic tissue once the ability to divide is losing. Now we'll see the third property of a permanent tissue. They have a definite shape, form and size. Once it is losing the ability to divide, it will acquire a definite shape, form and size. The next is, these tissues may be living or dead, and thin-walled or thick-walled. May be living cell or dead cell. The walls of the cells may be thin or thick. The last, the nuclei, if present, is located in the periphery of the cell. Means the nucleus. For example, some dead cells, the nucleus will not be there. But if nucleus are there, in that case, normally we know that the nucleus present in the center of the cell. But here in this permanent tissue, the nucleus is present on the periphery. Periphery means on the sides of the cell. Because of in plant cell, the vacuole is very large vacuole. This is a one property, speciality of a plant cell. The vacuole is very large. So this vacuole will push the nucleus into the side of the cell. That is why it is telling the nucleus is if present, because in some cells the nucleus will not be there. If present, it is located in the periphery, sides of the cell. Now, we will see the classification of permanent tissues. More details about permanent tissues. First, the permanent tissue is classified into two types. Two types of permanent tissues are there. They are known as simple tissues and complex tissues. Simple and complex. These are the two types of permanent tissues. Now we will see the simple tissues, how the simple tissues are made up of. Simple tissues are made up of, the cells are more or less similar. In simple tissues, the cells, we know that what is a tissue? Tissue means a group of cells. So these cells are more or less similar in simple tissues. But in complex, two or more different kinds of cells that together work as a unit. Different types of cells will be there in complex tissue. But in simple tissue, made up of more or less similar cells, one type of cell only. Now we'll see more details about simple tissues. The simple tissues again classified into two different types of tissues called dermal tissues and ground tissues. These are the two types of simple tissues. Now dear children, we'll see more details about each tissue. First, dermal tissue. This dermal tissue, it is the name dermal or derm. Dermal means skin. So it covering the plants, the skin of the plant. We can call it as this tissue is covering the plant. So we'll see one by one all the properties of dermal tissue. First, it is composed of closely packed cells having thick walls. You know that when you are touching a plant, a tree, it is very hard outside. It is very hard because of the presence of this dermal tissues. They have thick walls. the cells of the dermal tissue having very thick walls and it is very closely packed. Now second, it is found in the outermost covering of young parts of plants. It is found in the outermost covering. That is why it is called known as dermal. Outermost covering of the young parts of plants. You know the parts of plants like leaves, stem, root. All these are the parts of plants. And the young, the new, when the new plant is coming, it will be this dermal tissues will found in the outermost covering of the young parts. Third, it protects. Why it is present in the outermost layer? To protect the soft tissues of plants and controls interactions with the plant surroundings. Plant may be in the very cold climate or in hot climate or in heavy rain. Whatever be the surroundings of the plant, this outer layer, these dermal tissues are protecting that plant from the external climate, and also it controls, it will act. So when the temperature is increasing or decreasing, it will control by this dermal tissues. So the third property. Fourth, it protects the plants from injury and water loss. You know that there is so many chances for injuries for the plants. So on that time, if someone is tying something or if someone is cutting or anything, it protects the plant from injury, and also in plants the water will lose from its body. We call it as transpiration, and this water loss also will be protected by this dermal tissues because it is the outermost covering. Now the next, epidermis secrete, this outermost covering epidermis secrete a waxy coating called the cuticle that helps the plant to retain water and prevents it from drying out. So what are the functions of cuticle? It helps the plant to retain water, hold water, and prevents it from drying out. Mainly in the desert plants, you can see in desert the rain is raining, the availability of water is very rare. So on that time, the plant need to preserve water in their body. So you might have seen cactus and all. The stem is very fleshy, so it is filled with water. And on the top outermost layer, you can see a waxy coating, very smooth surface you can see, and that is made up of this substance called. This part is called cuticle. This cuticle is secreted by whom? By the epidermis. These dermal tissues are secreting cuticle. Okay. Now the last point is epidermis contains pores called stomata, helps in the exchange of gases between plants and its environment. So here, pores means small holes. In this epidermis, small holes are there. It is called stomata. It helps in the exchange of gases between the plants and environment. What are the gases the plants are exchanging in the environment? They are absorbing carbon dioxide and releasing oxygen. So oxygen and gases exchanging is happening through this hole. Which hole? It's called stomata. Clear? Now we will see the second type of permanent tissue, that is ground tissue. Most parts of plants are made up of ground tissues. So we have seen the outer covering is dermal tissue, and whatever the parts inside, all these parts are made up of this type of group of cells that is called ground tissues. So most parts of the plants are made up of ground tissues. They synthesize and stores food. What they are doing? They are synthesizing. Synthesizing means producing. They synthesize and stores food. After producing food, they will store food also. The ground tissues. Third, it also provides mechanical support or mechanical strength to the plant. So three main functions. First point is they are found in every part of the plant, and then they synthesize, they produce food, and as well as they stores food, and also it will provide a mechanical strength to the plant. You might have seen the plants are in the wind, the plants are moving in the wind, but waving in the wind, but it will bend, but it will not break by because of the presence of this ground tissue. The ground tissues will help the plant to come back to the normal previous position or normal position. So you might have seen bamboos and all, it will bend, but then again it will come to the previous position. Now will see the types of previous types of ground tissues. There are three types of ground tissues. Three types of ground tissues. The first type is known as parenchyma. Second type is known as collenchyma. And third one is known as sclerenchyma. The spelling you see, paren, P-A-R-E-N, paren, then chyma, C-H-Y-M-A, parenchyma, then collenchyma, C-O-L-L-E-N, colon, chyma, C-H-Y-M-A. Then scleren, S-C-L-E-R-E-N, sclerenchyma, C-H-Y-M-A. Chyma is common in everything, paren, colon and scleren. These are the three types of ground tissues.